We've learned that when our friends at Windham Weaponry send us a rifle, we can plan on a full day out at the range because we're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to put these things to the test. And this Windham 308 with the Midwest Industries free-floating handguard was no exception. This thing was a machine. Pretty much everybody in the industry knows that the best thing that's ever happened to Windham Weaponry was when Bushmaster took their toys and went to their new home in New York of all places. These guys continue to raise the bar. This brand new 308 that they put out is a work of art. Not only do you have all the same features that you currently had on your SRC 308 by Windham, but you also have a brand new 15-inch Midwest Industries SS Key Mod handguard. Free-floating handguard, this thing stays cool no matter how fast you fire this thing. Quick detach engagement points located throughout the weapon are a nice little plus to have that you don't have to think about later. The forged 7075 T6 aircraft aluminum receiver is something that's very, very common on most of your Windham rifles, as is their Chromeline 4150 chromoly barrels. The Hogue over molded grip is a really nice addition to this thing as far as giving you a nice solid foundation to grip this thing with. And believe me, there's plenty of room to mount whatever you want on top of this rifle with this long flat rail on top of this thing. And it ships with an industry-proven Magpul 20 round PMag. We wanted to have a little bit of fun and do something somewhat different with this 308, so we decided to set out some binary explosives that we painted hot pink so that we could see it from this elevated shooting platform about 200 yards away. Now you may have noticed earlier, we do not have a high-powered scope on this 308. We wanted to challenge the Windham 308 rifle, not have a walk in the park with a high-powered scope picking off things downrange. This little Bolt VXR is only a 4x magnification scope. This Windham Weaponry 308 is going to have to earn its shots on target. Once Todd settled in, it was time to have a little bit of fun with this Windham Weaponry 308 rifle. You must have hit right at the base of it or right to the side, huh? The first shot showed Todd where he needed to be. It moved to the left, so you must have... Bingo, time to clean house. Then we climbed down and we wanted to see exactly how stable this Windham Weaponry 308 was with this very light free-floating handguard. Most 308s you'll notice come with a very large, bulky handguard in the front, and we've often wondered why somebody didn't make one that fit a little bit smaller, because this 308 round does not require a really large handguard up in the front to hold onto this thing with. Now right in front of it, right. Handles like a champ. The small handguard is perfect on this thing.
Clear.
All right, Todd, we had a chance to shoot this Windham Weaponry 308. It's a custom gun that our buddy Todd Coons over at Windham Weaponry sent down to us to try out. What's your first impression of this gun after having to pull the trigger a few times on it?
I like it, Paul. It handles well. 308 direct impingement gas. The recoil is not bad to manage. I mean, we were making 200-yard shots from an elevated position with a 16-inch barrel carbine and a 4-power optic. Yeah, well, that's not bad.
No, that's not.
And I'm not the best shot in the world either. You know, let that be said. So somebody with more capable hands could do better than I could. Never a hang-up, never a hiccup. It's nice. Tell you what, you know, several months ago we reviewed one of your POF 308s, and it was extremely nice. Don't get me wrong. It was high dollar, top-notch stuff.
Right.
But this thing performs every bit as well.
Okay.
For my money, I would grab this over the POF.
I agree with
that's
you.
from a law enforcement officer's salary. I would take this gun over the POF, and, you know, price difference.
Well, and obviously we don't have the standard set of optics that would go on a gun of this type of caliber. We purposely wanted to challenge the gun, not putting a high-powered set of optics on here, so that's why we have the 4-power optics on here. The gun did what you wanted it to do. You didn't have to make major adjustments to get where you needed to be in order to shoot. It seemed like the consistency was there.
Keep in mind, I'm shooting laying across a bag up there. I don't have anything in the rear except my shoulder. No bipod, shooting elevated, 200 yards. Did everything you needed to do.
Mag release on your mag change, everything was good on that?
Everything's smooth. Best I can tell, they built a pretty nice weapon.
Now, they've got what I prefer. We've talked about this before. A lot of these 308 manufacturers put these big, bulky handguards on the front. they purposely put this smaller handguard on there because it can handle it. Do you notice any difference from a weight distribution standpoint or recoil with the smaller handguard on the front of the 308 versus the normally the bigger, bulkier ones?
Not so much as weight on it, I guess. It's just the way it feels in the hand. You're able to get a good purchase instead of that big fat 4-in. Granted, we weren't running real hard doing mag dumps or anything, but I didn't notice any heat to where the heat would bother you. The only thing that I could say for a bigger mag or bigger forearm it would keep your hands a little further away from the barrel due to heat. That would be the only advantage. But I didn't notice any of that. You know, we weren't firing slow, but we weren't doing mag dumps either. But I didn't notice the heat to be a problem on the thing.
Coming in with an MSRP of $1,816. Simply put, you will not find a better value AR-15 as this Windham Weaponry 308. This thing is loaded. It looks awesome with this black anodized hard coat finish. And let me tell you something, it functions flawlessly. Check out this Windham Weaponry 308. You will not be disappointed. We certainly weren't.